So, with that being said, Eisenhower apparently, who was the president of the United States during that time, apparently made a deal, a secret deal, with non-human intelligence to um, be given all this information on technology and technology way more advanced than where we were back in the 1940s. And so when you look at that and you kind of start to look at the timeline and the advancement of technology from the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, early 1900s, things were pretty consistent as far as how they evolved technologically wise. I mean, technological wise. But if you look at the 1940s up into 2000s, barely, just over 80 years, we have advanced so much. We've gone from, the T model Ford to Tesla. Do you know what I mean? We've gone from, having to use switchboards, you know what I mean, to communicate by phone, to having iPhones in your pocket that have everything at your disposal. So to have that much advancement in that little of time really makes you wonder, how did that come about? When for years, I'm talking about centuries and centuries, no phenomenon of that quick or that rapidly that rapid movement of technology being advanced, we have never seen that before. So with that, so I say all that to say, the reason that it's coming up right now is because since those 1940 and since that bomb happened, there have been more and more sightings of UFOs and sightings of them either crashing or flying or coming out of the sea. You know what I mean? Like apparently they can travel in and out of the sea without even making a splash. And so people are wondering, do they live here? You know what I mean? Why are they here? And that's the biggest question is, why are they here? Why are they looking at us? And to Stephen Greer's point, it's more so they're looking at us as, okay, you guys are not ready to make contact with all of these other beings that are out there. And I believe he's listed there's 69 beings, that he knows of total. That are different alien life form, and we're kind of being watched to see what we do with the information that we've been given and the technology that we've been given. Because if we're using it the bad way, who knows? You know what I mean? If this planet is being watched because it's being guarded by powers that be that are non human intelligence, well, they could come in and have their own agenda as far as what they want to do with us or not. But that is kind of the narrative, for lack of a better term, of why we're being watched, why there's so much so many UAPs that are being spotted, and why there's so much government denial or misinformation given about them.
I got a video, so I'm gonna play what Steven said about his encounter.
I'm up in the mountains of North Carolina meditating. I see this ET, beautiful almond eyes, touched me on my right shoulder. And with that, I vanished. And I was on a craft about 3 or 4 hours. I'm up in the mountains.
So he's up in the mountain meditating, right? He gets touched on the shoulder, then he's gone for hours. You mentioned, you said he talked about what, 69 beings?
Yeah, that he knows of. Yeah, 69.